Hey everyone, welcome back to another LEGO video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Throne Room Showdown. This is a Ninjago set. And like all comparison videos, we're going to start it off by reviewing the actual set, and then we're going to go into the comparison. So if you guys do enjoy this kind of review and comparison, make sure to like the video, subscribe to support my channel, follow me on Instagram if you aren't doing that yet, and yeah, with that, let's get right into it. So starting off with the review, I'll take a look at it in each section, so I'll go from the left to the right, and as you can see, overall it's fairly similar to the custom one, but we're not going to get into that yet. I'll talk about that at the end of the video with the comparison. But on a review here, the build itself, kind of small, it's not that big, but then again, it is a $20 set, so you're not going to expect something massive from it. So starting on this side here, you can see there is a security camera, Lloyd's sword, and kind of a doorway thing. The only way to kind of get this gate thing to kind of do the action feature, and I'm saying action feature in that it's sort of an action feature, but it's not really, it just kind of is, but you kind of just have to flick it, which is a bit annoying, and I kind of like the way I went around that a little bit better, and I'll talk about that again in the comparison at the end. But yeah, that's pretty much this side. It's very basic, it's pretty much just a facade. This entire thing is pretty much a facade, and to be honest, it's really for the figures. Going into the middle section here, we have the throne, and this is really cool actually. There's some pretty interesting techniques used here. My favorite is probably the way they hold the tray in the throne. You'll notice there's a jumper plate at the back there, if you can see that. And that's a really nice little technique. I didn't do that, which meant that mine started falling out, so that was really annoying. But yeah, so you can see this is definitely nice. You can obviously place a figure on it, you can do a lot with it. So the final section here is, once again, another facade, really. It has kind of this prison gate that you can sort of open up, a little bit of stairs, and absolutely nothing on the back. That about wraps up the review of the actual set, and let's get on with the comparison. So starting off the comparison here, I quickly want to talk about that kind of gate function. And in LEGO set, as I said, you just have to flick it, which is kind of annoying. And I went around that by building in a little feature that actually causes it to kind of like fire out. It's a little lever function, which I think is a little bit better, and honestly it doesn't use that many more pieces, so I think LEGO probably should have done something like that. Moving on to the middle, here we have the throne, and again, very similar. I used a couple of different techniques to attach the swords and stuff like that, but for the most part it's the same sort of thing, and you get the same sort of like design from it. As I said, it doesn't have a jumper plate in the back, which is kind of a lacking feature, which meant that it fell out a lot, which is kind of annoying, so I do have to give LEGO a point on that fact. Whilst the other two sides kind of had their pros and cons, this last side here is pretty much exactly the same. There's almost nothing different. Overall, I think we found out that this is by far the closest custom I think I've ever made to the official set, which is just amazing for me because I'm honestly a bit surprised that it got that close in size and everything else. It's crazy. So, to talk about the figures here for a bit, I want to start off with Lloyd, who is the Green Ninja, obviously, and he's kind of an interesting character here. The comparison, I think I did pretty well. Again, pretty cool. He has all the same sort of detailing that you'd expect on him. Our second figure is actually Nia, who is a pretty interesting character, but on the comparison here, pretty happy with it as well. Again, it's not going to be perfect. Our third figure is Skylar, which again, fairly close. I could have made a couple changes with like the color of the arms, I think was a bit off. But other than that, it's pretty similar. And not too bad, honestly. Our fourth figure is exactly the same. I nailed this one, I'm pretty sure, because it's actually the exact same figure. This Samurai X figure has not changed, as I mentioned in the previous video. If you haven't seen that, go check out the mock video. But yeah, so the figure hasn't changed, and that's why these are literally exactly the same. And so for our final figure here, we have Harumi, the big kind of evil character in this set. Well, it's gotta be an antagonist, but anyway, yeah, this is Harumi, who is the evil character, and I think, honestly, this might be one of my favorite figures. I realize the other one's technically closer, but, like, I really like how this Harumi came out, and the two of them are so similar. In fact, I actually have them next to each other here, so you can actually see them next to each other, and you can just see how accurate I think it is, and I'm honestly a bit surprised with that, to be honest. That's it for the kind of comparison. It was short. This video is kind of short because there's not too much to talk about. So if you guys did enjoy this video, remember to stay tuned for next week, and see you guys all in the next video. Goodbye.